What's up, everybody? We're back on the Start From Scratch cattle farm. The last episode, we invested into our cattle pasture, and we talked about what we would be doing in this episode. And I think what I decided to do is we're going to do a mowing contract. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the mowers and drive over to the big field that is asking for a contract. So we are going to accept that contract. What other contracts have we got going on? Pretty much mowing or baling is all we can do for now. Unless we invest into something else like a cultivator or something of that sort, but I really don't want to. I'd really like to get enough money to almost pay for the field with the soybeans. That would be nice. I'm thinking we're probably going to have to take out a loan in order to completely pay for it. We might could sell those bales. That might help a little bit. We need to check on the greenhouse when we get back from driving over here. We also need to check on... We could check on our field. Our field ought to be fine because we checked on it right before we left last episode, so I'm not terribly worried about that. So I guess the main thing we need to do, mainly what we need is more land. So I'm thinking today we are going to take out a loan. We're going to buy the soybean land, which is the one we're passing right now, I believe. And we're going to have to see if we can't prep that field a little bit better. I don't know if we can fertilize it and make it better right now and get a better yield out of it. Like I said, we could also sell those bales of hay we have. I'm thinking our hay field is not going to be ready, so there's no need in looking at that one. We fertilized it last episode. It looked like it did not need rolling or lime. We might come back and get that bale. It feels a little far away though. I don't know. We got a couple possibilities what we can do. We'll be back in a second once we get up to that big field. Alright, we're back at the field. They really didn't leave no room whatsoever on this field. So what we're going to do is unfold our equipment. Hit the X button. And we should have to lower it. I'm going to turn them on. We'll go into stern assist. 2 headlands ought to be good. We're going to go ahead and knock out the headlands since the last time we did this, the headlands caused so much problems. So once we get the headlands done, we'll hop back in, send the worker off, and then we will go back to our farm and figure out what we're going to be doing. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, we're finishing up this last little bit of headland. We are going to just stop right here. We're going to get the worker going. Work on headlands, no. Okay, and start. They should be pretty good. Alright, so back at our farm, I think we were thinking about selling these bales, but what else can we do? Let's look at, like, here. I know I want to buy 108. Let's look at, so this one hasn't been fertilized at all, which I think means it doesn't need lime. So maybe if we bought it now, could we fertilize it and make it better? That way we'd get more yield out of it. Let's jump over here real quick. So the yield bonus is only 52%. We could test that theory because I really don't know. Let's do that. I don't know if we're going to have enough fertilizer to do it. We're also going to need to buy it. we need to switch to the front end loader. So we're going to need to take out a loan. I don't think I said no loans. I said I'd like to not do loans, but you gotta do what you gotta do in order to progress, right? So to do that, I am not sure. Finances maybe? Yeah, and then we do borrow. So in order to borrow, we just hit the space bar. First of all, how much do we need? It's 122,000. So we're going to use at least 100,000 because we don't want to bankrupt ourselves, because we're going to need to be able to lease the equipment to harvest it as well. So let's get up to like 170. $175. That's a $140,000 loan. Let's go ahead and buy it. That leaves us with 53,000. We're going to try to fertilize it and make the yield better on it so we can get as much as we can when it's time to harvest it next month or the month after next. Another thing I'm going to start doing until we get a little better off on money is every field we purchase, we're going to put 2 subsidiary signs in there, just as a, hey, we're a fresh starting out farmer and we need all the help we can get for now. I think this is how we're going to get into this field. I'm not 100%. Oh wait, this is our field. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so we're at our field, and we're going to go ahead and knock out this fertilizing job ourselves. So let's say, where are the lines? So in order to do that, we're going to turn on the spreader and take off. Let's take a look at that real quick. So it's light blue. So how do you make it dark blue? That's where I think maybe cultivating or something like that would make it better. I really don't know. Maybe once we harvest this, we'll have enough money to invest into a decent cultivator, and we can cultivate it, then replant it as soybeans and see what happens. Spreading fertilizer in this game is pretty nice too. I enjoy doing that. It's just, it can be very expensive at times. At least it was in 23. I don't know about 25, but I would assume it's somewhat close. I also don't know when the spreader is going to be out. I think it held 300. We started at 600 and something, so we might be about halfway on the spreader maybe, because it's showing what's left inside of our little tote as well. Well, we might need to try to do some fertilizer contracts if they're worth it. I think last time we looked, they weren't worth it though. I'm gonna drive this on out. Check it. Alright, looks like the headland's done pretty well. Let's go ahead and drop off and refill our fertilizer spreader, because I know it's got to be getting close. 87. So we actually didn't go through as much as I thought we would. Now we're going to grab that one, cut it on, pick up our fork so we don't drive it into the ground and crash. And once we get done with this fertilizer job, I'll be back. Alrighty, right. Yeah, I enjoy fertilizing. That was nice. So, We missed little spots over here we're gonna go take care of real quick. And I don't think I'm gonna worry as much about that one. But we ended up using the last little bit left of our fertilizer, and this is all we had left. So honestly, as big as this field is, we only used probably 300 liters or so, maybe. So fertilizer lasts a long time. I don't know why it keeps showing that we're missing these spots. We'll definitely get these spots and drive a little off course. I want to make sure we fertilize as good as we can. We need all the money we can get. Alright, we definitely got the spots that time. I guess it was just a little bit of a funny area for the fertilizer spreader. Alright, so we're going to run back to the house, drop off our fertilizer spreader. After that, we will let the mower keep doing his thing. I guess we could look at fertilizer contracts. It really wasn't a very... Let's look at fertilizer contracts real quick. So that's active. He's over halfway done. He should be getting that done, no problem. How about like this? How big is this field? 74. And where is that field? That's another thing. $74 is right there. It's 7 acres. So it's a little bigger than ours, so we could definitely buy 1 tote of fertilizer and get it done. The other thing that's becoming kind of challenging in this playthrough is how the world do you get to these darn farmlands? So he's offering 4,200. That's a pretty good payout, I think, considering it's going to cost us about $600 to buy the fertilizer for it. I'm really tempted to invest in a cultivator, but I just don't think our tractors are going to have the horsepower that I want to get it done efficiently. Harvesting we can't do. There's another mowing contract. We might be doing that one as well. Plowing contract. We don't have a sprayer. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. Accept that contract. We need to go to the store and buy some more fertilizer. Oh, fertilizer is more expensive than I thought it was. Gonna buy 1. Let's drive on over and pick up that fertilizer, and then I'll drive on over to that field once I figure out how to get there. I'll be back. Alright. We got our fertilizer. We figured out how to get to this field. We'll go ahead and refill up our fertilizer real quick. We're going to go ahead and do the headlands on this one. Once we knock out the headlands, we will hopefully be finishing up that mowing contract soon so that we can start that other mowing contract. And probably once that mowing contract is done, we will sleep for the day and see what we can get into tomorrow. That was a weird little dip, but I'll get this fertilizer knocked out and we will be back. Alright, so we're done with that contract. While I was doing that contract, I was doing some thinking, and I'm thinking that obviously we're going to have to lease a harvester because we can't afford it. But I was thinking that if you do that and then all you do is the harvesting contracts, that feels kind of cheaty. So what I'm thinking and proposing I'm going to do is I am going to actually pay for the header. So at least the header, kind of like with the tractor right now, we got a leased tractor. It's not technically ours, So technically, we couldn't be doing 2 contracts at one time. But I'm thinking that since we own all the other equipment other than the tractor, that makes it somewhat okay in my opinion. So if we flat out buy the harvester header, we can start doing some of these other harvesting contracts so that we can start making a little bit more money. Obviously, we won't have the harvester, but we are going to lease the harvester. I just don't know if we are going to be able to afford a header along with that. Man, that mower contract gave me a run for my money on that one. I thought he was going to catch me. All right, so with that being said, I am going to get this tractor home, get the other tractor home, and then we're going to pop back in looking at headers from the store. I will be back in a few minutes. Oh, while I'm back here and while I'm thinking about it, I need to check on the greenhouse. I don't need to forget the greenhouse. Make sure it's got the water it needs. Go ahead and throw this fertilizer back where it goes. I don't want to drop that. I want to drop that. All right. Let's take a look at our greenhouse. Make sure our greenhouse has still got water. It's weird it opens up that way. It's got 7,000 water still in it. We're good for now. It really doesn't produce as fast as I would have liked. No, we still got 1,000 there. That's a couple grand. I'm gonna jump over here to this other tractor. We're going to fold it up. We're going to drive this tractor back home, and then we're going to be looking at headers. I'll be back. Actually, we need to check and see where the other grass cutting contract is. Mowing. Oh yeah, that's right. It's over there by our house. Never mind. We'll be back. All right, we're pulling up on field 92 now. We need to go ahead and accept that contract. We ran into a bush. I'm gonna go ahead and try to let this worker do everything. I'm gonna just pull right into the middle of the field and tell him to start and see what happens. So AI worker. It's saying 2 headlands, but work the headlands. Oh, there we go. There we go. Maybe they'll get it figured out. Yep, looks like they're getting it done. All right, we need to turn in those other contracts we got done. Should give us a little bit of money. We also need to look at some headers. So I believe our soybeans are going to be a grain header. And we don't want the world's smallest header. Wow, the headers are not as expensive as I thought they were going to be. That's 7 and, oh, there we go. That's 7.5. That's pretty good. Let's see, our fertilizer is 14 meters. So let's base it off that. So we might have to do an extra row and a half with this one, which isn't bad. It's a case. Yeah, we'll go ahead and buy this one, which means we're going to need to lease a case harvester. 301,000. How much does that cost to lease? 15 grand. All right. I wasn't expecting that, but that's okay. We are going to go ahead and lease that. With that being said, that means that we can at least take on some harvesting contracts that are out there. At least pay for the harvester while we got it leased. That's what I'm thinking. We also need to this is gonna be a pain in the butt. we need to pick these bales up. I have to drive all the way down here and turn around and come back. But we need to put down those sub signs. Let's do that real quick. So with that being said, P construction. It's under generators. And our field is this one, I believe. Yep. So we're going to turn it around. One there. And we're going to turn it around and put one right there. Alright, there's our sub signs. We are going to finish picking up these bales of hay, and then when I pop back in, we're going to have to figure out where to sell these bales of hay. I'll be back. Alright, we got our bales picked up. The next thing is going to be getting turned back around. But, so we've got hay. Let's figure out where it is we can sell this for the most money. So to do that, go to prices. I'll look for hay in this list. Should be in this list right here, I think. Grass. Hay. So hay is not very expensive right now, but we can go to the animal dealer or the gas station. That's kind of weird. The gas station is closer. Is this the gas station right here? Yeah. Alright, so we're going to just go over to the store and sell these bales of hay. If I can figure out how to get this trailer backed up. We'll be back. Alright, we're pulling up at the store now. See our big old harvest. See our big old let's see our big old harvester there with the header. The other thing is that's gonna be real fun to try to figure out what we're going to be able to do with that. I wonder why a gas station is buying hay. Unless they're just like do everything we can to make money, which is hopefully this is good enough. I'm not feeling very confident. Yeah, it looks good. Unload. We got one. We'll have to push them in with our little... Oh, another thing I keep forgetting is we need... No, we don't need it right now, I guess. I was going to use something else to load these bales up with. Oh, the gas station's right here, too. This is where we'll buy diesel and stuff. I hadn't made that connection yet, either. Gas station's where you buy diesel for your tractors. Hopefully I can push these bales. If not, we might have to do a little bit of a super strength action and push them that way. Says they sold, but they're not gone. Who needs a bale fork when you got forks? Okay, why are you not selling? Sell. We'll be back. Alright, we got that one sold off. I don't know why it was acting so weird. We need to switch over to you so we're not having our front wheels off the ground. We're gonna run this tractor home. We may look in, well, we also gonna need a trailer. Let's look at the capacity of that combine or harvester we just bought. We bought this one. It's got a 10,000 liter capacity, so we're gonna need a trailer that kind of goes along with that. Maybe not quite that big, because I don't think we're gonna be able to afford it. Unless these just really aren't that expensive. Which, they're pretty expensive. It's just 20,000 liters. That can't be right. So we might could do this one. I don't know how much that is. 6,000. Feels like a little trailer. Can we give it some extensions? It's already got the extensions. I mean, we're gonna have to do what we can do for now, so we're gonna have to buy that. Let's take this trailer home, and then we'll run back to the store and pick up that trailer and that harvester. I'll be back. All right, we're back. We're back here to pick up the trailer we purchased. We need to look at harvester contracts. So let's look at that real quick. That's an active contract, harvesting. They want to go harvest here and drive way over there. We're not doing that. I like this one. This one's not going to be something we can do. We don't have that harvester. Green beans. I don't really like that one. Definitely don't like that one. So, unfortunately, the harvester might not have been a good buy. Can we do spinach with this one? I'm thinking no. Sorghum we can do for sure. But sorghum, for one, ain't paying nothing. And two, it's way over there. Green beans. I don't think we can do green beans with this setup either. Let's look back at our harvester. We bought this one, correct? So we're really looking for these. Or maybe we bought this one. So unfortunately, I don't think we've got any contracts we can do right now. Ooh, I forgot to check this too. Ooh, that would have been nice to see. Oh man, that would have been nice to see too. How much did we pay for this trailer? Vehicles. Value 7,000. We ain't got nowhere near enough. Darn. Well, that's unfortunate. So we can't do anything with the harvester we just leased. That sucks. One thing that means is that more than likely we're going to be very busy all at the same time. So we'll have to harvest our stuff, harvest everybody else's stuff, probably around the same months. So with that being said, I'll probably jump over to that mowing contract and help finish that up a little quicker. And then we'll probably sleep the next day and see where everything's at. Daggone car. You gonna pass. Alright. We're gonna get everything. We'll probably leave the combine right there for now. And we will jump over to the mower right now. He's honestly making good progress. I don't think I'll be able to speed it up much if I can. I'm wondering if we sold. We're just not gonna have enough for that other mower. That sucks. That upgrade to the mower would have been nice. But I guess it's not necessarily the biggest need. I mean, he's doing a good job. We'll probably leave this contract alone. We need to look at our field. Is our field... We slipped. It's something you can do when you see, our field's already good. So I don't know how to get to the dark blue. I'm thinking, I might be wrong, that if you sleep and then come back in and refertilize it, it goes from light blue to dark blue. Might be true. I'm gonna try that. Let's put this trailer up somewhere. We really probably needed to save a little bit of room everywhere, but we'll get it figured out, because we still got all this grass over here. Maybe we'll do it, kind of park the trailers here. I'm gonna do that every time. I swear I will. Alright. Trailer's locked off. Are there any baling contracts? I didn't think to look for those. We do have a baler. I don't think there's any baling contracts that we could do because everybody wants square bales. We don't have a bale wrapper. Alright. We're going to let that mowing contract finish up. We'll get that tractor back to the house, and then we will sleep the day off. We'll be back on the next day. Alright, we're getting back to the house with our mower tractor. We need to complete that contract, and then we'll see what the new day has. Something I do need to check is, I want to say I got 2-day month scales. We need to change that back to 1. Since we got the time moving so slow, I don't think we're going to need multiple days in a month. Let's complete that contract real quick. Grass cutting's about the only thing keeping us afloat right now, I bet. So we only want 1 days. Save. We're gonna go take a little nappy nap over here in the cool little house we got. Our bed is a nice chair. I'm gonna wake up at 7. In the new day, we're gonna check out contracts. We're gonna check out how much money we're in the hole by. We're gonna check out possible stuff on sale. Hey, we're not in the hole. Okay, cool. It's raining though. That sucks. Let's look at some contracts real quick. We might have to let some time go by. Alright, so here's all the harvesting contracts. Carrots we can't do, spinach no, sorghum we can do, but it's not worth it because it's way over here. I think these are going to be all the same. Yeah, those are all the same. We got more mowing contracts. Just wish they weren't across the map. 95 we can do for sure. In fact, it looks like the same setup we're using. Plowing. Tedder grass. We can tedder grass. So those are going to be doable today. And also, this mowing contract can be doable today. So we're going to accept that one. The tedder grass one is 37 and 40. Where are those at on the map? We'll do those at the same exact time. 37. Oh, 37 and 40 are right beside each other. It's just going to be fun figuring out how to get there. That's the only thing so far. Probably drive up here and then go across here. And then we'll be able to go in like that. Everything's down this road. So we got our grass cutting. Can we check the weather? When is it supposed to not be raining? It's not supposed to be raining right now. Womp womp womp. Alright. It's gonna rain all day today, which looks like it might be a thing. We might have to sleep another month. So September, yeah, it's supposed to rain later. It's not technically supposed to be raining right now. And it looks like it's gonna rain. October's supposed to be nice. Let's just sleep off another month real quick. Should be fine. If we lose out on that grass cutting contract and the tedding contract, it's only a couple grand. It's not the end of the world. And we'll see what the next month can do for us. Yeah, see, it was showing that it wasn't even raining, but it was raining. Hopefully I didn't... Oh. No, I want to leave. Alright, so... Our field should be ready for harvest. Or not. Our field is not ready for harvest. Our grass is ready for harvest. Which means that mowing contract should still be there. The tedder contract is still there, but it's only 2 grand. I don't know if it's worth our time. 46 is ready to be done again. I think that's the one we've already done. And the mowing contract that we had last is gone. So carrots, red beet, spinach, parsnips, green beans, and green beans. Unfortunately, everything is not looking good. Fertilizer, can we do that? We should be able to do that one. It's kind of far away. 59, it's kind of far away. Let's look at discounts in the store. Got a little baby tractor. What is this? This is a mulcher. This is a bale wrapper. This is a cotton harvester. Can we use that tractor for anything? It's got 32 horsepower. Can we give it a little bit more? No. I like the way it looks though. This could be a trailer runner. How fast does it go? 18 mile an hour. It's kind of slow. Will it be able to pull that trailer? I'm not sure. Can we look at that real quick? Trailer. We got this one. It doesn't say anything about how much horsepower it needs. What about our bale trailer? Could it technically use that? That's going to be here. That's 130 horse trailer, so it can't do that. It's only 5 grand. We're gonna go ahead and buy it. I like it. If anything, it can wow, it's tiny too. If anything, it could transport that trailer, hopefully. I was not expecting this small of a tractor. It can be a yard ornament, if anything. Our guy's almost bigger than this tractor. But doesn't look like there's anything for us to really do in October either. We might sleep another month and get to harvesting season for us. It's looking like the play. So I'm going to drive this tractor back to our house, and then let's hook up to that trailer and see how bad it struggles. Like I said, we might just park it right there in the grass and let it be a little yard ornament. I think that would be kind of cool, because it is a nice looking tractor in my opinion. Cows are pretty much on standby. We need to check. Ooh, since it's such a little tractor, we might could navigate filling up these greenhouses a little easier. Yeah, this thing is tiny. Look at the differences in everything. But can you pull a trailer? If you can pull a trailer, I don't care how tiny you are. It'd be a little engine that could. Oh yeah, it's got some speed backing up too. We're gonna drive down the driveway, see how it does. I'm thinking it's gonna be okay to pull the trailer that's bigger than the tractor. And we got up to full speed. I don't really have nothing to put it in to see if it could successfully pull it while fully loaded, but we'll have to figure that out when we get there. But if we can at least keep it hooked to the waterer trailer and keep that going, I think this is not a terrible purchase, honestly. Because these other two tractors we got are pretty large, and they don't exactly always fit very well. Back there where we're, and look at the turnaround space. This could just be a yard organizer. Because I know it says a lot, but I bet it could hook up to this trailer and pull this trailer just fine, just pulling it. The horsepower doesn't come into play, I don't think, until you're using it to pick up bales. Yeah, this is going to be a good little yard organizer, I think. Let's run over here. This will be a good test. Let's grab a hold of this waterer right here and see how it does once we fill this water trailer up with water. I thought that would have been close enough, but I guess not. Can we not hook up to this with this tractor? Oh, that's unfortunate. So apparently we can't hook up to the water with this tractor. That sucks. Even though it looks like it's got a hitch right there for the water. We do need to check that. So I'm thinking this trailer right here is going to be this tractor's permanent job. Look how tiny this tractor is. Okay. Let's grab this tractor. Need to try to get back there to that water. Unfortunately, the tractor we bought that I thought was going to be perfect evidently is not. So it's still got water in it. Why is it not unloaded? Stop overloading? Are we just not really going through water like that? Oh, okay. Yeah. It just doesn't have a lot of water going. I think we should just go ahead and activate both. Yeah. Alright, well, that didn't need water. We've got 3,000 liters worth of mushrooms so we can drop this trailer back off. It should start picking up, needing it a little quicker now that we are using both productions. Are we going to be able to get around? Take the scenic route around our house. We'll have to fix that. I feel like I should be able to pick that up, but I can't. Alright, we're gonna sleep another month. There's nothing really for us still to do. It's kind of how it happens when you start out with nothing. Hopefully this month coming up, we'll definitely have stuff to do, because all the grains are gonna have to be coming in season soon. Our grass was ready to be cut. I forgot about that. We could have cut our grass. We're still not quite losing money. That's good. Let's check the discounts. Got another tractor. This tractor is definitely more usable than the other tractor. Can we sell the other tractor and have enough for that tractor? I know I said we were going to keep it, but it's really $5,000. Got harvesting contracts still. Green beans, carrots, red beet, carrots, spinach, parsnips, spinach, green beans, and green beans. So still nothing to do there. We're probably going to go do this contract. Still got the tedding contract. Yeah, we might need to invest in a cultivator. I think a cultivator we could do pretty well. It would take a while, but it's worth the money. Fertilizing we could still do. Especially one like that, because it's just down the, maybe not. 22. Yeah, 22 is kind of down the road. So, with that being said, I'd like to make enough money to afford that other tractor on sale. This is a cultivator. It's a tiny cultivator, so I don't really want it. Is our stuff ready for harvest? Our stuff is still not ready for harvest. Ours is ready for harvest. We might do that today. Yeah, we got a lot to do. So let's load up. We got the mower already. We're going to do that mowing contract after we get done with all of our other, with taking care of our field. We'll be back once we get all our equipment over to our field to start our harvesting job. All right, we're at the field with the mower. I'm going ahead and get a worker going. We are going to, something I was thinking about is fertilizing our land again. Can we fertilize? Because this is already blue, dark blue. Can we fertilize our soybeans again to get them completely blue? That's something we need to try. So I'm gonna drive over here and get the fertilizer hooked up and drive on over to our other field and we'll figure that out together. All right, we're driving back on to our field. It's right down the road. We hadn't made it there yet. We just got finished hooking everything back up. hoping this is how you get better yield. Like I said, we really need all the money we can get right now. Money is not exactly coming in as easy as I was hoping. The only thing keeping us afloat are these green signs. So, steer and assist. Want to hit the H. Start fertilizing. And then we want to take a quick peek, see if that's working. And it is working. Okay, so that's how you do that. I was not sure at all. Alright, so we've got, if you look over there, you can see our worker mowing our lawn, our lawn. our, well, let's just call it a lawn. He's mowing our lawn right now because it ain't much bigger than a regular lawn. And once he gets done with that, we'll probably throw him on another mowing contract, which is across the map. But that's really the only thing keeping us to making us hardly any money whatsoever. Once I finish fertilizing this field, I'll ted that other field, I'll windrow that other field, and then we'll bale and transport. I'm hoping by the time I get done windrowing and tedding and baling, that grass contract will be done, and we can get that other cheap tractor that can do something else for us, like windrow or ted or something like that. So we've got a little bit more efficiency happening at the farm. That's my main goal, is to start getting a little bit more efficient. So once we do get bigger, we'll have everything in place to be as efficient as possible. Check out our border. We did pretty good. Line up this one right here. Cut on our spreader. It looks like it's almost empty. I'm hoping we got enough to get this field done. I don't know if we will. See, there it goes right there. I'm hoping we got enough to finish the field. If we don't, I don't know if we'll get more fertilizer. I'm not sure if we backed up. We did back up far enough. I think this will be pretty close to enough. If not, we'll be missing a little bit of yield, but for the most part, we will have gotten as good a yield as we can on this field. Next month ought to be getting pretty close to harvesting. It's got to be close. So we're doing soybeans. Yeah, so evidently they got planted in this portion instead of this portion, so then they're not ready this portion, they're ready this portion. It's my thought process behind it. Hopefully it's correct. Now that we know how to properly fertilize our field, I'm not too worried about having to like recultivate and replant and all that stuff like I was thinking I was gonna have to. Whoa, tractor. So, yeah. Once I get done with this contract, I'll pop back in. Alright, we're coming back up, finishing up this fertilizing job. Doesn't look like we're going to have quite enough to finish, but we got majority of the field done. I'm pretty happy with that. So, we are going to return the fertilizer. And we are going to head back over to our grass field and hopefully the grass is almost done. I really don't know. I'm thinking it should be getting kind of close, maybe. Either way, we'll start tedding up the grass and turning it into hay. And then after that is windrowing. Oh, we can grab the baler while we're here. That's smart. Wrong way. Alright, we're going to hop back over once we hook up to the tedder. Alright, we got the tedder hooked up. We're going to go ahead and start tedding the headland. Like this. So unfold. Unfold. And we're going to start. Once he finishes, like I said a while ago, we are going to send him off on that other grass cutting or mowing contract. Hopefully, he'll get done with that fairly quickly. Alright, so once we get done with the headland here, we'll coordinate what's happening next. I'll be back. Alright, worker just finished her task. We are going to drive him over to that grass cutting contract now, which was 46. I'm pretty sure it's the one we've already cut before. It's just time to cut again. We got our tedder going on the ups and downs now. I just finished doing the headland. In fact, let me make sure I'm going the right way. I'm pretty sure it's the same one we've already done. Yeah. Okay. Once we finish this mowing contract, we will be able to get that third actual tractor that we can use to do stuff with, other than having a little yard ornament that I'm pretty sure is going to be what it does now. I might could use that little tractor to pull the bale trailer over. I don't know. I think it did hook up to it, so we can do that. And then we could just use that little tractor as a put everything back up tractor until we've got the Fiat, I think, or Volvo, whichever one it is. So once I get back to the little tractor, I'll pop back in and see if it can pull that bale trailer or not. I'll be back. Alright, we're over here at the grass mowing field. It's definitely the field we've done before. I'm going to just drive out to the middle of the field, do AI worker. We're going to let them work on all of it. Hit OK and get them started. Next, we're going to hook up to our little yard ornament. Grab hold of this bale trailer, hopefully, and drag that over there to where we're doing our grass at. It's pulling it. Well, you can tell it to go into operating mode. It looks like it'll do everything. I mean, it might just be this little tractor pulling this big trailer. It looks like it'll eventually get up to top speed. So, we're working it, but it'll be alright. So, well, at least we can do that. We can pull the trailer and load the trailer with this tractor. It does have something it can do, which means the other tractor we're looking at doing could either be tedding or windrowing right now. A wide turn. Alright, he just completed his task. That's good. I'm wondering if we can't hook up to the tedder. Could we take the tedder back? I bet you it's too heavy. We're going to turn around on our neighbor's land. He doesn't mind. We can try at least. Let us go fold this up real quick. We're going to go grab hold of the windrower. Get the windrower going. I don't think that little tractor's gonna be able to pick this up. But I could be wrong. Let's I'm gonna hook up to the windrower and get the windrower going, and then we'll see if the little tractor can do it. I'll be back. All right, little tractor. Let's see if you can do it. If you can do it, we'll take this stuff home so we don't have to make multiple trips. Can we wheelie all the way home? No, no, we're not going to do that. Alright, well, that answers that question. A little tractor that cannot do it. So we're going to hook back up to the bale trailer, because it can definitely do that job. Maybe not quickly, but it can do it. And then we are going to probably take over that windrowing job, or maybe the mowing job. And we'll be back once one of those is done. Alright, the windrower finished up their job. It honestly took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, because it got stuck on that tree again like last time, and I completely forgot it did that. So now the contract for the mowing is almost done, but we can go ahead and start baling our bales. I'm thinking we probably will beat the mower doing this, maybe. And then after that, we can collect the bales with the little tractor. And between completing that contract and selling off the little grass we get here, we should be able to afford that tractor. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this baling going. Maybe we'll get more than 5 bales this time. That would be nice. We shall see. All right, we're back. We ended up with only 5 bales again. We got pretty close to another one, but not quite there. The mowing contract finished. I've already cashed in the money there. We are going to drive this one right back to the house real quick. And then we're going to use a little tractor to grab these bales, hopefully. And then we will be picking those up and taking them to the gas station to sell real quick. I'll be back. Alright, we're at the little baby tractor. We're going to try to pick up these bales with it. Hopefully we can. I'm thinking we can, because we can put it in operating position. It's just not going to be extremely fast, it doesn't seem. But we'll at least be able to get it done. Alright, I'm not going to make you guys watch me slowly pick up these bales. I'll jump back into it once we pick up the last bale. Alright, we're grabbing our last bale now. The only good thing about riding as slow as we're riding with this tractor is that by the time you get to the next bale, the trailer's ready. Alright, we're going to run to the gas station real quick. By real quick, I mean real slowly. But it's definitely going to be nicer to get that other tractor, because this right here just ain't going to work. It's going to have to just be a little yard ornament. Alright, we'll be back once we make it to the gas station. Alright, we got the tractor here finally. I'll try to get it right so that we can unload these bales and get them to sell. So unload the bales here. Got some of them to sell. Going to take this back down. I'm not sure why it's acting so funny with sailing. Let that finish doing its thing. Maybe it's too far up. That seems to be the sweet spot right there. Yeah, that's what it is. Not quite in the right spot. We're going to go ahead and buy that other tractor real quick so that we have something plausible to pull this trailer back with. We also have our other tractor sitting right up the road. It didn't quite make it to the house, so let's take care of that stuff. Going with the Fiat. It wasn't a Volvo, it was a Fiat. Engine setup. Looks like we can actually give it the 180 for free. It might have already had the 180. We definitely gonna go ahead and give it another front end attachment because, well, actually it's got a 3-point contact on the front too. We're gonna go ahead and give it the front loader attachment. You can always use that in these tractors. Go ahead and buy. We bought it for 29 grand. It's nice. Drop this off. Going to hook up this tractor to that trailer, and then we're going to get all of our equipment back to the house. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, we got our last two pieces of equipment. Our new tractor will do both, so that's nice. It's definitely not as heavy as our John Deere tractors because it wants to tip over a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. It seems to have pretty decent power too. I can't remember what our John Deeres are sitting at, but I'm thinking this is probably around the same thing. So once we get back to the house, we are going to figure out what's left to do for this month. I'm thinking nothing. As you can see, we got our little yard ornament set up at the house now. We starting to kind of struggle for some land. I mean, it's not much else to say about that other than we're running out of room. Our little compound down here has gotten a lot bigger, a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Or I would have done something a little different with the setup. Oh boy. Turn around. So I think this tractor here is going to be really good for us. Can we compare the two tractors we got right now? Vehicles. That's our 32 horse. Big boy. So our Fiat has got 180. Oh, it's actually got more horsepower than the two John Deeres by 5. I mean, it's not much of a difference, but it is a difference. The reversing in this game is just not quite as realistic as I would like it to be. I can reverse a trailer and stuff in real life, but in this game I struggle. Alright, we're going to drop off our tools. So let's see, what else is left to do? We could technically fertilize that field, I think, that we just cut. It's not bad. So we might could skip a month and do that next month. We've got some stuff growing. I think everything's back home other than the big old harvester. We should be able to use that next month, but I think what I'm going to do is end today's episode right here. We've got a lot done today, and we will see you in the next one. As always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video. If you're enjoying my content, make sure to leave me a like and a sub. It lets me know you're enjoying my content, and it really helps the channel out a lot. And as always, if you can think of a way that I can improve to better entertain you guys or make my farming experience easier. I am still not a pro at this. I'm still learning as I'm going. Please, please, please leave me a comment. Let me know how I can improve. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.